At 30,000 feet, the boundary between a routine flight and a total catastrophe is thinner than the edge of a sunset cloud. Inside the cockpit, Captain Miller felt the controls go heavy. The systems were failing, and the storm outside was nothing compared to the panic. The cabin jolted violently, a metal beast screaming in protest. Passengers gripped their seats, their faces illuminated by the rhythmic pulse of warning lights. Flight attendants moved through the aisles with a forced calm, but the sheer gravity of the situation was written in their frantic movements. Miller stepped out of the flight deck, his eyes scanning the rows. He wasn't looking for help. He was looking for a specific legend. He reached row 9 and stopped. The world seemed to slow down as he leaned in to whisper a name that hadn't been spoken. Widow Echo. The name belonged to a ghost, a test pilot who had pushed the limits of physics until she simply disappeared from the records. The woman in the gray sweater looked up. In her eyes, the reflection of the emergency lights sparked a memory of a different kind of cockpit. Years ago, she was the queen of the morning sky, launching from carriers into the heart of the sun, mastering the art of the impossible. She had danced with gravity at Mach speeds, performing maneuvers that would break lesser pilots, earning a reputation that became military lore. Widow Echo was more than a call sign. It was a promise that no matter the odds, the pilot would always bring the bird home. But that life was behind her. Or so she thought, until the moment the pilot of Flight 400 begged her to take the stick. She didn't hesitate. As she entered the flight deck, the chaos seemed to recoil. Her presence brought a sudden, heavy sense of order. She sat in the seat like it was a throne. Her hands, steady as stone, gripped the vibrating yoke and began to fight back. She didn't need the digital displays. She felt the plane's soul through the steel. Every correction was surgical. Every movement was calculated perfection. On the ground, air traffic control watched in disbelief as the falling signal on their screens began to level out against the odds. The steep dive was over. With a roar of engines responding to a master's touch, the airliner leveled out into a smooth, graceful glide. As the storm broke, the runway appeared through the mist, a rain-slicked ribbon of hope waiting for a legendary pilot to bring them down. The landing was so gentle, the passengers barely felt the wheels touch. In that moment, hundreds of lives were saved by a secret. Among the cheers and the tears of relief, the woman from row 9 walked down the stairs, her task complete and her identity safe. She disappeared into the night, leaving behind a story that few would believe. But everyone on that flight would never forget, because sometimes the hero you need isn't in the sky above you. They are sitting right there in the row beside you. Sometimes the hero is already on board,